Hello, welcome back. I hope you've had a chance to explore some of the ideas, what it is that you want to do, what you're passionate about. Explore from that sheet of paper to the next sheet of paper. How do you go about making a dollar? And remember, it's not about career, it's not about a job, it's about how do you make a buck off of taking what you love to do. What are money making opportunities? If you're like most people who do this exercise, you have pages and pages of a piece of paper that's got ink written all over them. Um, Now, the last part was to go out and talk to people who are living your dream. I hope you've done that. I mean, I continue to do that. Most business people, they network. They will go out and talk to other people in their business. I mean, you know, the great thing that most people call, that most of us that have been in the world of, and we're cubically insane, we think that we can't have a competitor. We cannot have we look at an opportunity and we get excited about it, and wow, and then we realize, oh, there's somebody else doing it already. Who cares? As a matter of fact, you go befriend that person. That's hopefully what you've done, because in any domain, there's a bunch of people doing it already, and the best thing to do is become friends with those people, because there's plenty of money floating around. There's plenty of opportunity. So you do that. You continue to go out and seek the people out that are doing the things that you love to do. I mean, I do it all the time. I was on the phone just the other day with a guy out in California who I've never met before. I've never even heard of him before, and I actually discovered him by looking at a book on Amazon. I was looking for a book and saw this guy had written a review about the book. And he said something like, "Hey, I made an extra $100,000 from the tips out of this book this year in my business." But some of the things he said in his review, I thought, man, this sounds very interesting. I want to talk to this guy. Part of the reason I wanted to talk to him because he was a university guy, kind of living in two domains like I am. So I just emailed him and said, "Hey, let's chat." So we had a telephone conversation. He's in a similar business than I am. That doesn't matter, but the point being, you continue to go out and reach out. Now, the question people usually have at this point in time is they have this thing and they've gone out and they talked to all these big, hopefully you've gone out and talked to some very successful people that are making a lot of money, and you become overwhelmed because you're sitting there saying, wow, this person loves what I do, but, here's the danger. It's the person who loves to be a homemaker, they love to cook, they love to decorate their house, and they go interview Martha Stewart. And they realize she has product on the market, television shows, magazines, everything else, and they're overwhelmed. You come back thinking, God, how can I ever accomplish what she's accomplished? She didn't start there. But the point of going out and talking to them is hopefully you discovered, where did they start? How did they get started? It's the simplest question. I would, I hear people all the time that they started providing coaching services or information services. So let's think for a moment. I mean, this is a great opportunity for anything. If you have an area of interest, a hobby, something you're passionate about, other people are too. I mean, if there's money, if you are spending money in an area on a hobby, snow skiing, sewing, basket weaving, whatever it is, if you're spending money there, that means there's products and services on the market. That means there's a market. That means there's people learning about it. There's people that are experts. There's people better experts than you are. There are people that want to know more. There are people that do a little bit and would like to be more efficient at it. There's people that are doing, some things. They're snow skiing on these types of slopes with these types of skis, and they want to learn how to do other things. So if you're passionate about something, people want to learn what you know. People want to learn how to do it. So there's a great opportunity for products, is information products. And I know we hear that all the time, and a lot of people tell me, man, that's cheesy. You can't make any money on that. Or you might can make a few $100. No, I have friends making millions annually information products. I have some that aren't working so hard that are making 50,000 or so, if you want to spit at that. And some that are working just a little bit harder, and I'm not going to say they're working that hard, making $250,000 a year selling information products, sitting at home in their pajamas. It is done. people really do it. I know them. I go to lunch with them. They're a little twisted, but that's okay. They've carved out a domain that works for them. They're not sitting in the cube. They're not fighting traffic at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 or whenever you're fighting traffic at 5 o'clock at home. They're setting their own. They're in control of their own career. So information products is a great way to go. And there's tons and tons of resources out there how to do that. The point is, don't try to start big. People will go to ask me to go to lunch all the time, and they'll want to start a company, and they'll have this big thing. They need to go out and borrow $1 million to get it done. I understand for some businesses that's going to be the only route to go. That's pretty minimal. Start with something you can control and something small. Information is a great way to start. Coaching. Many people are doing coaching. Now, I don't particularly like the concept of coaching. I don't know. For some reason, people are always trying to get me to do that. But anyway, that doesn't matter. People are making lots of money coaching. There's Dan Miller was telling me about a lady that's doing, I forget the medical issue, but children with diabetes, I believe, was the issue. This lady had a subset of, it's a very subset of population, parents of children with diabetes, that she's a coach for the parents. Now, you may think to yourself, well, that's a great service that she was offering. She's making 6 figures doing this. It's not just a great service, it's a service that these people value so much, they're putting money in her pocket to help them, to provide services to them, to coach them, to make them feel better, to give them information. And this is just something that was landed in her lap. I'm suspecting she has a child with diabetes. It's not something she wanted, but she's using it. So think about the kind of things that you have that you're passionate about, that you're knowledgeable about, that you like to talk about, when you go to a party, things that people don't get you in a conversation. All that information you have is a great product to have. And if you want to look at a way to start a service, that's probably the simplest thing. Here's another simple thing you can do to get started offering products and services on the market. You don't have to build anything. There's so much out there in the market already. You can buy it already. You can be a value-added provider. You can take one thing and put it with another thing and put it with another thing and then offer it as a package. This is done very often in the university market, where maybe laboratories. Students have to go out and buy lab equipment. I got to buy this test tube, and I got to buy this stethoscope, and I got to buy all this stuff. And God, it's a shopping journey. Students don't want to do that. So people will package it. If it's in their domain, if this is something you're interested in, you say, I know about test tubes, I know where to order all this stuff, and I know that this university for this course requires all this. I'm going to package it together, seal it up, and here's your package for course 101 or whatever. It's a value-added service. I'm going to put things in a package for you. We see this all the time. We see, your telephone company and your cell company, telephone company, video television, or cable TV, what it used to be. They're all merging because you have to pay one bill. You have to deal with one company. It's a great concept. So there's 2 things to think about. Now there's many other things you could think about. If you've got something specific, let me know. We'll see if we can help you. But it's 2 great places to start. It's information products and value-adding reselling. So look, I'm just here trying to help you escape the cubicle insanity. I'm Callahan. Let me know how I can help.